Hello guys, Artifact Molotok here, and we're back with some more amazing PUBG content for you guys. Ladies and girls that are playing the game. Today I'm going to be going over the perfect strats and my top 5 perfect places to land that will almost always guarantee me a top 10 slot. Because if you want to improve your peak rating, you need to be able to try to make top 10 every time you're playing the game. If you're not making top 10 every time, then your rating's gonna go, and that's gonna suck for you. The first thing that I have to recommend to you, though, is know your guns. You have to know which guns do what, and the advantages and disadvantages of the guns. You also have to be able to identify your scopes. So, for example, let's go over here. Shotguns, for example. You have to understand that shotguns in this game are a glitchy, overrated mess. And that they're literally only good in the close range war. If you manage to get a kill or two with the shotguns in this version of the PUBG game, you were legit lucky. So understand that before you actually roll with these guns. However, they have one strong advantage. Two shots, and the other person's and your opponent's usually dead after 2 shots, unless they have level 3 gear. So let's go up here. The AKM. While this is generally one of the most solid guns you could possibly go with, because it's the best of both worlds: accuracy, range, and power. And you could put an 8 times on this shit. See? So basically any scope you get can go with the gun. So it has the diversity necessary in order for you to be able to make good use of it. And the AKM is generally common for you to find. You'll always find it if you go to a military base. Guaranteed. You'll see an AKM somewhere. If you go to prison, you'll probably find it. You go to Georgia Pole, you'll find it. Basically, if you go to any warehousing, any bayish area near shore, you'll generally find it. Pretty simple gun to find. The M16A4, my adversary. One of the most powerful guns of all time, but incredibly noisy. And as the description says, yes, the burst mode is difficult to put up with, which is why some people may not want to main this gun at all. However, again, you can go all the way up to 8 times. Unlike our friend, the SMG, he's over here. UMPs can't go all the way up to 8 times. You can only go up to 4 times, which means that in the late game, you may have difficulties playing with a gun like the UMP, or any SMG for that matter, in the late game against those who do have 8 times and are shooting you for almost 200 meters away. So keep that in mind. Then you have to also know, not this, right over here I think? Yeah. AWM. Its power, so as you can see, its power stat is off the chart. It's maxed out. Its power and range are completely maxed out because the gun, oh my god, this gun is so overpowered. I assume that if you're playing PUBG, you're watching Powerbang Gaming, which is arguably the best Powerbang YouTuber on YouTube, and he wins with this gun all the time. And he says all the time, this gun is the best gun in the game. However, it's the most irritating one to obtain, because unless if you're playing an arcade, you're not going to find this very too often. And the only way you can actually get it, by the way, is killing someone for it, that guy from the crate, or getting it from the crate yourself. And as anyone that has any experience with this game would know how difficult it is to be able to get crate items. Because everyone else is either going to go straight for the crates, and then you're going to have to do face-to-face gun shooting with them, or you're going to get smart people like myself who are gonna try to snipe you from away. I'm still bad at the game though, so I'm not gloating here because I still suck. The Kar 98. While this gun is insanely popular amongst people, I personally don't like it because my experiences with this gun, every time that I get this gun, I end up dying. Except one case where, before I started uploading my games from Pubg on the YouTube, I actually was rolling one game in the military base with the Kar 98 and the M416, and I was able to come out with a chicken dinner with about 15 kills in that. So the Kar 98 got me 1 kill out of the 14. Out of the 15 kills, probably 1 or 2 kills. I mean, it's good enough. It's really good for long range shots, but my problem with the gun is that it takes way too long to reload. It's so bad. Oh my gosh. Wait, what do you want me to say? Okay, this gun right here, or another one of these sniper guns, is one of my favorites, the SKS. And I'm going to explain to you why. Because it's like the Kar 98, except better. Because you can keep shooting multiple times. It only has 10 shots though, so be wary of that. Like, this is like one of the few sniper weapons that I was actually able to kill someone close range with before. Because of the fact that it has those 10 shots that you can shoot 10 times. And the gun, believe it or not, even before the 4x scope got updated and fixed in the new update, I was still able to snipe people with the old 4x scope. And those who were playing the game before know how bad of a scope the 4x used to be. Ugh. Now these are our machine guns. This one is, in terms of power, and my perspective after the AWM, the strongest gun in the game. 3 shots after this, with this thing, and whoever you're going against is dead. I've seen many successes with this gun. I've seen many YouTubers win with it. I've seen many YouTubers top 10 with it, top 20 with it. I've personally had a lot of top 10s and wins with this gun because it's just so quick and so effective that, however, I will specify one flaw and make one thing pretty clear to you right now. This is going to be one of those guns where it takes 6 seconds to reload. And in a situation where you literally have someone else coming straight up to your face, you're guaranteed to die. You're guaranteed to get shot in the face and killed. Because 6 seconds reload time is just takes too long. So this gun is definitely not the best of both worlds. But if you know what you're doing, you can pilot this to a chicken dinner. Now, what was I? Oh yeah, the M416. But the reason why many refer to this gun as the best gun in the game is single-handedly, many will refer to the M416 as the best gun in the game because it's the best of all worlds. It has good shooting power, quick reload, high capacity, and it's pretty common to find the 5.56 bullets. 7.62 bullets don't come around that often. The recoil is pretty manageable. The range is really good. You can throw a foregrip, a mag, a muzzle, a sight, and a stock on this. Which means that with this gun being maxed out, with all this, will be one of the best guns in that entire game that you play. If you have this gun completely scoped out and with a suppressor, you're basically guaranteed to get that one. Unless if you fuck it up, like I do, because I'm a bad PUBG player. I mean, I suck. What do you want from me? Scar. Another really popular weapon. I can't argue with it. It's a decent gun, good range, good power, decent recoil, really quick firing speed. And once you get the extended mag or the quick drop mag, you'll be able to have more bullets in it. So this gun is somewhat decent of all worlds. I'm not going to say it's the best gun, but I say in terms of qualifications, it definitely comes onto my list as top 5 guns. Anything I miss? Oh yeah, pistols. Out of all this, see all this garbage right here? I'm going to tell you which one, if you're going to have to go with pistols, go with the P1911. Using the .5 ACP, .5 ammo, more or less. Because all these other guns, their shots are terrible. You're gonna get killed by someone that has an AKM or a shotgun if you use any of these other guns. If it ever came down to it. So, like I said, just use the P191. And generally, you don't really use these, but the only one of these items that you would use is the pan, because believe it or not, this is the thing that if you have the pan and equipped, bullets that are shot in that area actually reflect back to the user. And in the case if all else fails and you have no shots, if you hit your opponent across the head with this one time, and it's an instant kill, regardless. Even in team matches, it wouldn't be a knockout, it's an instant kill. So now we have weapons out of the way. I'm going to go over the next thing that you need to understand when it comes to PUBG. Know what you're better playing, solo, duo, or squads. I'm better as a solo player and a duo player. And my personal advice too is if you're going to play squads online, play with people you know. If I cannot stress this enough, you have to play with people that you know. You can only play with people that you know. Because if you don't play with people that you know, you're going to get these strangers online that are going to go for a completely different strat, and you're all not going to work together and defend home base and defend the camp and bring home the dinner. You're not going to be able to do it with people who you don't know, especially if you're not on the same tier as Pubg Gaming, because that guy can go in there with any random people, have them all die in the opening, and still come out alive with a chicken dinner of at least 15 plus kills. Unless if you're on that level, I highly recommend that you play with people that you already know what type of strat they use. So you can all agree to one type of strat ahead of time, so when you go in, wherever the plane goes, you already know where in that line you need to drop. Now, if you're going to be a solo player, you're going to have to be able to identify good strats very quickly, because the benefits of playing a duo or squad is that if you're not good at identifying strats to top 10 or chicken dinner games, then you can rely on the other person to come up with the strat on the clock for you. But if you're playing solo, you gotta identify good strats very quickly by yourself. Now, while I do suck at the game, and I always will suck in the game, because there's a lot of these strats I generally don't use all the time because of memes. Let's go into the map so we can get a general outlook at where you should be landing in most of your games in order to perform admirably. Okay guys, now we got a map here, and we're going to be identifying where you should be dropping. And like I already said, you should be already know ahead of time in which direction your plane goes, where you should be dropping, and how you should be moving in order to be able to go for the win. Be right back, fellas. So now we have that out of the way. Let me start with the most standard area, the military base. The military base has the best of most worlds, because you have high loot and you have high probability of vehicle spawns here, as you see down there. But the only flaw with this place is that it's a high loot drop rate. Hey, so you're going to see a lot of people go there every game, which is why I wouldn't recommend beginner players or early intermediate players to drop there, because chances, especially in squad, because chances are you're going to get shredded if you drop there in squads. I'm highly against the idea. Novo is a different story, because the military base itself and Novo are two entirely different mechanics to their strats entirely. If you're dropping a military base and in Novo, they both have one thing in common though. Drop down as fast as you can, get a gun, kill everyone around you, take all their shit. And it's that simple. Well, it sounds simple when you say it, but to actually do it, it's a hassle. Because when you're playing in these areas, at minimum 20 people are dropping there every game. So you have to deal with 1/5 of the entire server in one fucking go, which is not easy. I'll tell you one interesting strat when it comes to Novo or the military base. If the plane they say is flying up here from the hospital to the mountaintop ruin, okay, you can get a car and you can just drive all the way to Novo, straight from dead in the opening, and pick out the loot and kill anyone else that's trying to do the same strat as you in the process. Which, if you're a decent player, should be pretty simple to do, especially if you're quick and efficient with your opening repertoire. The strat is basically for try-hard players who want the chicken dinner really bad, because Novo has been and the military base have been proven to have the best loot and the best guns available to the player. Like I said, the flaw of both of these is that if you're not good with quick encounters straight from the beginning of the round, I highly wouldn't recommend these places for you because you will die. That is a fact. Now, another place that you have that's really popular is the school. I personally hate the school because I suck. Every fucking time I've ever dropped into school, I literally just die. It's just so annoying. You just drop into school and you have to go grab some shitty gun straight from the opening, because unless if you drop in the spa section of the school, you're probably gonna be rolling with a shitty pistol, a shitty machine gun like the Tommy gun, or some garbage shotgun that don't even do anything. The best thing that you can get from this area is an AKM and a UMP, or the Tommy gun, if you know what you're doing with that gun. I personally don't like dropping here, but generally, if you want to gain experience, this is where you should go. Because the school, because if you're trying to build up your opening play and your opening repertoire, and you're trying to get good with not dying in the very fucking beginning of the game from other players around you, this is where you need to go in order to practice. Because this is where the loot's gonna be. This is where the players are gonna go. Like, a lot of times, again, at least I say 1/6 of the servers dropping here all the time. At least anywhere from 10 to 15 people every round are dropping in the school. Which means you gotta be prepared to jump down as quick as you can, get a gun, and fight. If you don't do that, you're screwed. However, another one of my favorite places to go to is Milta. Milta or Milta Power. Because both these places have amazing loot and a decent amount of players drop there. As you saw in the game that I uploaded, I got a lot of kills very quickly, but only got lucky because I'm a bad player. While there's nothing really showing and going for the farm's actually a really good place to go to as well, because a small amount of players may go there. Maybe 2 or 3 people may drop there at most, aside from yourself. You can kill them, try to go to Milta, fight your way through for a vehicle, and then you'll be able to drive to wherever you need to go. Because the farm actually has some decent weapons too. The port and the fishing village. These are some funny ass names, but this is translated from Japanese or Chinese, so what do you want? The fishing village is actually pretty good when it comes to being able to get quick loot, and the reason that the fishing village and the farm and Milta are actually pretty popular is because you can go loot those, and then you can go bridge camp for anyone who's in the military base. Which is the only flaw with going to the military base, because then you have to go to the bridge, and if these players that are bridge camping are experienced enough, you're dead. If you want me to be honest with you. Novo, however, that's a whole nother story, because you can just take a boat and go around to wherever you need to go. And just land somewhere else. You don't have to go to the bridge if you go through Novo, because there are a shit ton of boats sitting there waiting for you. Pachinki is like the school, but only better for me. Because Pachinki actually has good guns to offer. You're going to see a lot of UMPs, a lot of AKMs, a few M4A6, the M46A4s, maybe M416, maybe you may see a DP28. You never know. In Pachinki, the gun loads that land there are pretty random, but you should have a general idea for the strat of where you need to go in order to be able to go and loot and kill people, take whatever they got, and play for the win or the top 10. I have to warn you though, Pachinki, like the school in the military base, has a high population rate of people that are actually legit dropping there. So, keep an eye out for that. The Gakata, the G-port, is actually, because of the new update, is actually OP for you to drop here. Because the last few games that I played without uploading them, sadly, every time you would go here to G-port, you would be able to find 8-type scopes. Two 8-types, straight from the opening. Which is going to come very handy if you plan to go late game in this. Because of that, it's actually become one of my favorite spots to drop at. Not too many people have taken notice to it though. At least yet. The hospital. It's a really good place if you want medical supplies and submachine guns. Because that's generally what I would find there a lot. Not only Uzis, not Uzis, because we all know the Uzi is not that good outside of drive-bys. UMPs is what I'm talking about, boy. Excuse me. And some may be wondering at this point in the video, why am I spending so much time on this map and not going to the other map? The other map is for another video. Because the other map is for more higher level advanced players. While I am capable of playing on that map and coming out alive, even though I suck, look, I personally like this map better, because I have more fun times on this map. The other map, you literally have to play a perfect game or else you're gonna die. Which is why for beginners, I highly recommend this map first. Because if you don't do this map first, you're gonna get killed a lot and your rating's gonna go straight from the beginning. You can only have a minimum of 1,200 points for your rating, but still, we want to try to keep our rating high here. Zuriga, I think that's the name of this city up here, right above Georgia Pole. It's actually not a bad place to drop now. Because, especially if you're trying to play a passive game. Because not too many people will drop here because this area is not popular. However, the quality of the loot there is went up a little bit. You may find, instead of just a bunch of garbage pistols, you may find AKM now. Or UMP or Uzi. You may find something better now. And you get guaranteed level 2 gear when you drop here. And you usually get a level 1 pack. So it's not bad. It's not the best. But I will say that it's a potential decent location if you want to play a passive game. And if you're afraid of getting into too many gunfights. It's in the middle of 5, 8, 10, 20 people in one shot. The shooting range. While nothing on this map is showing anything for the shooting range, it's personally one of my favorite spots to drop. Because you'll find really strong guns here, along with decent healing. And one game, I'm going to go to the shooting range and I'm going to be able to showcase the perfect strat that I created for this place that allows you to top 10 or top 20 every single round. Every single round that you land the shooting range, if you perform the strat perfectly, you'll be able to top 10 or top 20 every single round. I'll showcase it in one of my games where I decide to go shooting range. But I'll showcase that to you guys already. S-City, I've been there multiple times, but I keep forgetting the name of it, sadly. But I have actually been there multiple times, and I will say that that's a top 5 location for loot. Because it's the best of most worlds. Strong healing, strong guns, strong ammo, strong equipment, strong book bags. Best of most worlds. And not a lot of people actually go here. So it's basically like a mini military base, but it's much less populated than most of these other neighborhoods on the map. Yasanaya Poliana or Y City is another top 5 location for you to drop. Be warned, a lot of people will go here, and if you're not careful, you will die. It's actually really scary when you land here without much experience because it's very easy for you to die within the first 10 people to die if you're not careful and you don't know what you're doing. Generally, when you land here, you want to aim for the tallest buildings possible or the tallest houses possible because in those places is where the best quality loot is at. And then you work your way down, then you go to the little houses, and then there's really good healing in there. Keep in mind, while you're doing this, you have to kill people as you're going. This may sound easy, but it's actually fucking hard to do if you don't know what you're doing. So Yasanaya, while it is a fun place to land in order to get some quick gun action on, if you're a newbie like I was, I don't recommend it because you will die. Hey, they're gonna take advantage of you, and they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, this is so bad! Such a free kill! I actually feel bad for killing this guy." That's what's gonna go through most of these players' minds as they realize that they can literally kill you right then and there with a headshot. Rozhawk, another popular place, right by the school. Skip this one by accident. Rozhawk is basically the better version of the school for me. You go there, you actually have a chance to live. You go to the school, you have a high chance of dying, unless if you're a pro. I already went over Pachinki. Oh yeah, bunker or shelter. When PUBG Mobile first came out, the shelter was actually legit the best place to go. Because if you were a passive player, shelter was the best place to go for the strat, especially in the opening. Because not too many people knew where this spot was when PUBG Mobile first came out. But once people started doing videos about where all the shelter locations are at, secret got out, most people started learning. And then if you're a passive player, you wouldn't be able to survive here anymore. Because someone will literally just wait for you to grab stuff, and then they'll start shooting you down. They'll shoot you right in the face. So you actually have to know what you're doing when you come in there now. You can't aimlessly run in there and just expect to get free stuff. Because it's not going to happen. You're going to have to get to some gun confrontation. Basically, no matter where you land on this map. Unless if a lot of players are concentrated on one spot in that particular game. The military base. You're going to have to fight at least 1 or 2 people wherever you land on the map. And now another thing I'm going to get into the nitty-gritty on is how you should travel. Let's say no, not that. Let's say that you're going from the quarry all the way to Yasanaya. If you guys have a better map than me, you'll be able to see that for example, a plane may be doing that. Where would you land? Are you going to play passive and go to the quarry? and just drop straight down? Or you're gonna play super aggressive and go straight to the center of the board at the school straight from the opening, trying to get some easy 5-10 kills in the game? Or you're gonna go Yasunaya and basically pray for your life that pro players aren't landing there? Or you're gonna take the mouse approach and land in little side spots? It's along the coast of the bay and the beach. Or you're gonna be a gambler and fly super far, 1,500 meters to the hospital? You have to decide how you're gonna plan out your opening tactics. Because this game is just like chess. Tactics. Tactics lead to good things in a game of PUBG. Are you going to drop straight down where you know there's a car so you can drive away? To more popular, more loot desired locations like the military base or Georgia Pole? Or are you just gonna drop down and play like a mouse, very passive and not get into any gunfights in the opening? You have to plan this out, and you have to be able to decide which strat you're really good in order to be able to perform admirably in your games. Before we go, another thing I want to talk to you about is, let's say you're dropping at the school, right? The map starts closing in. You see that it's closing. You see when the new map comes out, you see more blue to one location than somewhere else. That should be an indicator of where the map is going to go. So it looks like it's going to be closing more by the hospital. You should get a car from the school and drive your way to the hospital and try to be able to snipe out latecomers as they try to sneak their way into the hospital and try to take you out before you can take them out. You should also know your terrain. Where is it mountainous? Where is there a lot of grass? Where is there a lot of... Oh my gosh, stop doing that. Oh my gosh. Where is it rocky? Where is it what's the word for it? Swampy. Also, this game implements and indicates real life in a sense too. For example, you play this game at a certain time in the morning, and it's actually foggy outside. It's actually going to be foggy in the game, which is going to make it super difficult for you at a beginner level to detect who's showing up, and it's going to have an impact on your rating overall, since you're probably going to get knocked out early game or mid game. So this is it for the guide, people. Hope you enjoy. See you in a little bit with some new gameplay.